Okay, we're gonna take a look at some gold Genji here from Sundrops. Let's get this pulled up really quick here. Said a little bit of Sombra, but doesn't respect the Sombra playstyle. Listen, I respect the fact that you don't respect the Sombra playstyle, I suppose, if that makes any sense. All right, let me get this all pulled up here. So we're gonna take a look at this. We're gonna go as detailed as we can within the time constraints of obviously the footage that we have. It is a shorter VOD, so obviously made if you have any other follow-up questions or even want a little bit more footage, you can throw it in there and I'll look at a few more fights for sure because, 11 minutes of gameplay isn't a lot, especially in King of the Hill. So big thing with Genji we always like to look for is just taking soft off angles, looking for favorable duels. And your character is what I would say is a situational shotgun, where really your highest damage output is at point blank range. But in comparison to a Junkrat, comparison to Reaper, comparison to even something like Torbjorn, those characters technically would do more DPS at point blank range, I believe. Might be wrong on that, but it doesn't really matter. The idea, though, is that you're really, really good in short range, but what separates you from those characters is that where you may lack in the actual raw DPS output, you make up for it with mobility. The mobility is crucial because it allows you to go in and out and in and out. You take a cycle. If it doesn't actually work out, then you're able to try again, deflect, wall climb, double jump, dash, whatever else. Try it again, do it again, do it again. That's what makes Genji so strong. It's not just the fact that you could take, he's a great duelist, because that's obvious. What makes him great is the fact he's a great duelist because he could disengage. He has multiple tools to disengage any duel that goes unfavorably. And you tie that in with your short range, and you have the character design in a nutshell. You're going to be looking to close the distance on Lifeweaver, Soldier, Junkrat, Zenyatta. And even something like a Junkrat, you're like, well, wouldn't I want to poke a Junkrat? Yes, situationally, but you can always threaten a one-shot on him, dash, right-click, deflect, reset, try again. Do it over and over and over and over again. Even has decent tank damage if you can find a good angle for it. The key thing, though, is managing your cooldowns, and not just your cooldowns, but managing your character's movement through double jump and wall climb, and use of cover so that you're able to make those cycles safely. A lot of Genjis make the mistake of going in and out and in and out inefficiently, right? You use your deflect and then you dash in. And then because you don't have your deflect, you don't really have a get out of jail free card, so you have to rely on your wall climb or double jump. But those Genjis will dash to a location where there's no wall to climb on. So they've used essentially all of their tools to go in and they have nothing to get out on. That's not always necessary if you're sure that you're going to secure the kill, but it's a good habit to get in. A good habit to build is to find ways, and this is like a perfect example of what you don't want to do, right? So you're not only not on an angle right here, you're kind of frontlining here, you're walking directly at your worst matchup on the enemy team. Whereas if you've done this exact same action, it's seen, okay, I see Zarya, I'm going to jump here, grab the wall, fall over the ledge, either on top of the Lifeweaver or the Zenyatta or the Soldier, right-click, 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 whatever, dash, deflect out, grab the health pack, disengage, rinse, and repeat. That motion in of itself, even if you don't get a kill, is going to put out pressure. It's going to force cooldowns. It's going to force resources. Might force bubble. Might force life grip. Or it's going to force them to look at you, and that's going to enable your tracer to do more damage. It's going to allow your Sigma to walk forward. Right? Going for those high value cycles is really important. And so your deflect was forced, and you survived. Right? Nice job. You had to use your dash, whatever. But you should have done more damage. You should have stayed longer. You should have forced more cooldowns. The reason that you did not is because the engage that you went for, the little mini dive that you went for, was poorly positioned. That's why. If you'd done this exact same thing in a better position, you would have done more damage, had a higher chance of a kill, forced more cooldowns, and so on. See, even here, it's like, this is better than what you were doing earlier, but at this range, who's going to win this duel most of the time? First off, you don't have cooldowns to close the distance on this guy anymore. You don't have your deflect. He has a Harmony Orb, which is fine. You're keeping the Harmony Orb parked on him. But Soldier versus Genji. Who wins the duel at this range consistently? Doesn't mean that don't poke at a Soldier, but don't poke at a Soldier when there are other options available. Again, you could really just do the same thing. Throw some shurikens, maybe from this angle. Throw some shurikens at a distance on Junkrat, because you can snipe the Junkrat a little bit, right? And wait for cooldowns, and then actually go in again. But instead, we're missing time. You see, you're getting poked out. Opportunity, totally fine. You see somebody low, totally fine. And you see how you needed your dash and deflect to make these things work. Nice job. Nice. Good stuff. Hubs. X. Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, let's talk about the micro here. This is when you need to respect the Junkrat. When that deflect expires, you should already be falling back down to the ground to reset and poke him out again. So this is the thing with Genji. Remember, you go in, he doesn't fall for it. I know you didn't see trap there, but even without trap here, you should not press W. If he's not already 1 HP, it's not worth it because he is going to destroy you if you walk forward with concussive blast or mine and his primary fire. So you need to drop here. You need to drop. You can't continue to walk forward at this point in time. So it's obviously that ends up getting you killed in trap. But even without trap, you're going to walk right into one of these. Right into the one of those because your deflect's going to expire. So it's like once you go for a duel and you don't get what you want, you don't get them low, you miss your shurikens, you actually messed up your deflect, whatever. It's okay. Reset and try again. I remember this. I learned this one time. Here's the irony. I learned this one time in a tryhard free-for-all deathmatch. And I was really struggling with Genji to get consistent kills because I felt like I was just dying off cooldown. And I realized that I was like, if I really wanted to win a deathmatch here, I just engage on people and just run away like a rat whenever I start to lose. Just always playing near high grounds, always playing near it was on Chateau, so there was a lot of plays to be escape, right? And I kind of played around the middle of the map. And I started winning like crazy, even though I wasn't that good at Genji, just because I was like an opportunist. I was always kind of going for these kills, but then if things started to go south, I would deflect and wall climb out. And I realized that because I was keeping myself alive, I was able to go for these kills a lot more frequently than when I died. When I died, I'd have to wait for even the deathmatch respawn and try again. But if I would just cycle my cooldowns, wall climb out, deflect out, whatever, get a little bit of healing, go back in again, then I kept getting myself opportunities over and over and over again to get kills. And if I messed up, like you messed up here, you didn't hit the shurikens that you wanted, you didn't hit the dash on the Junkrat, you didn't shoot into your deflect, doesn't matter. I just tried again. That's your mobility advantage. The mobility advantage is being able to choose your engagements. Not just when you engage, but also for characters like Genji and Tracer that have multiple aspects of mobility, you can choose when to engage and then also choose when to disengage. Obviously, the disengage is a little bit trickier for a character like Genji, but it's still there. I think one of the things people complain about with Genji is that you can only dash in, you can't dash out. But to me, actually, I find that facetious. I find that that's not a very accurate way of how Genji's played at a high level. The fact that you have deflect, wall climb, and double jump does mean that you should be able to get out most of the time of engages. This is okay because you do get a little bit close here. So I think here, this is obviously not an optimal range to play Genji, but as you start to walk forward, it's not bad. And then here, don't be scared to just dash out, right? It's okay. At least you didn't force it, right? Take an angle, do it again. You have your cooldowns again, go do it again, go do it again, go do it again. Quickly, set up an angle over here or walk over here or, even use this position here. I freaking love this position here because here it could be here, it could be here, it could be here, right? Use it. So you're going to actually kind of do what I would call a flank. But remember, your verticality provides flank options too. Your verticality provides options for you to be able to, just like a diva, to be able to access people that you wouldn't otherwise be able to. So I like what you're doing here, but it's not optimal given the character that you're playing. This would be a Tracer's option, right? But a Tracer would be able to establish that angle faster. You're a little too slow. But that's why you have verticality. It gives you those options. Nice. Now, this is the thing about Genji. You dash in. Are you going to get the kill? I hope so. But even if you don't, you have deflect. You have full HP. You have wall climb. You have a cover to hide behind and a health pack to grab and try again. Now drop. Yeah, see, you're staying too long. This is where the micro gets very important. You dash, you right click, you right click, you right click. He gets healing. Deflect, I would go ahead and be jumping over and falling down. Get healed for my team. Go back and do it again. Or go back and grab the health pack. Don't stay here during the animation to deflect because now you are no cover, no deflect, no dash, and you didn't use that deflect time to reposition yourself. Deflect is like defense matrix. When you're low in diva, use that defense matrix to reposition yourself behind cover. Remember that Coliseum? You remember the Coliseum session, right? This is what your deflect is for, right? And you're, oh, that's scary, right? That's scary. Going for it again. You've got your cooldowns, basically. So good. Good. And now he has to leave. Great. Nice. I like the single target focus there. That was good. Nice. Good. Very nice. I'm zooming through this because there's not a whole lot to say. Okay to use your dash there because there's not a lot of fight going on. Ooh, I was going to say okay to use your deflector because there's not a lot of fight going on, and then a fight happened. So yeah, you can see even in situations where you're like, yeah, surely I'll be able to use my deflector and get away with it. Sometimes even then it's not okay. You're too low. Grab a mega. Grab a mega. See, you see this though, right? You throw some shurikens, you're like, okay, my deflect is down. I'm 48 HP and my dash is here, and you're still walking forward. What? This is your get out of jail free card. This is what allows you to get out. You know, your deflect can be used aggressively, but you would need your dash or you need your health back or something. But this is like, you're like, oh, I'm gonna keep going forward. No, you're not. You're not. You're getting out. I don't know why you didn't grab. I think maybe you just thought the fight was lost, so maybe that's what the logic was. If so, I understand that. I'm gonna assume that that was the case. Deflect is way too far away. You're gonna need that in like the next few seconds because you might want to go in, right? Good play. You just got lost in the sauce. Obviously not being full HP is kind of bad, but he just jumps over your head. You had your deflect. You had cover. It's fine. Quickly grab the health pack, though. Yep. I'll do it again. Nice. Obviously a little bit of losing in the sauce, you know? Biggest thing here is just obviously make sure that, you know, when you're this low, you have cover. That's all. It's really not that deep. Good play, though. Good play. Do it again. I like that right high ground. So, you know, even when you're rolling out, there's different areas of the map. And this is why Genji can fall in and out of the meta depending on the map sometimes. You look at the situation here. I really like this high ground here. I freaking love this as Genji. I really like this area over here. Like the wall allows me to disengage fights so much easier, or it forces them to drop off of the high ground. It's a great cover. It's awesome. So don't lean to this side unless you absolutely have to. I mean, look at where they're positioned, right? You go for junk, you go for soldier, go for one of them. So this is fine. Nice. Careful you don't have deflect. And now look at where you've dashed. Where's your wall? Where's your deflect? Where's your cover? Where's your health pack? Right? Now, you might not get punished for this, but you might. The Zarya turns around, you're dead. Soldier shoots at you, you're dead. You got to keep this in mind. So once this Junkrat's dead, your next move should be to maybe dash on soldier so where you can disengage. Dash on the Lucio, but near the wall so that you can duck behind cover, right? Got to be careful. Gotta be careful. It sounds nitpicky, but it will kill you. Nice. I think it's fine to pop blade here, you know, just to finish off this fight. I don't think they touch. Maybe they do touch. Sombra will touch. I like the focus on the soldier here. Too early of a deflect. I think you could have greeted that one a little bit longer. Now again, remember, if this happens, if you mess up, oh, I didn't mean to deflect there, I committed my dash, you better darn well have an escape route right here. I don't know that I would have committed my dash here. He was too full in HP. I think I just dash out. Because once you you either dash in, deflect out, or you deflect early and then go, oh, I didn't like what I got with my deflect, right? Like look at this guy's HP, and then I dash out, right? When you use both here, you better darn well have a good cover story, which for you is probably gonna be like hiding behind a wall and trying to disengage this way. Like if this soldier was better, you're dead. Like to be perfectly honest with you, if the soldier is a little bit better, you're dead because he's gonna push you because you have no cooldowns and you're gonna die. And because you don't have cover, because you don't have the wall climb that you want, you're not gonna be able to get out. Okay, you have your cooldowns. Too slow in the deflect. I don't. Could you have deflected? Could you have deflected? Let's see. Yeah, I think this is definitely unfortunate. I think maybe you die either way. But yeah. Okay. Nice. How did wait. What happens here? Ah. Oh, Charlie Niner. All right. Well, let's keep going. So, main things for you has been, doing your engage cycle. Your engage cycle, consistently having a good position to engage from, and then when you don't get the trade that you want to, find the wall, find the cover, reset, go for your cycle again. This one's a little bit trickier. Short sightlines, which is great for Genji, but not as much high ground, which is not so great. Sure. Good. You have the advantage here, right? Short sightline. You have your full cooldowns. Good. I wouldn't necessarily be pressing W out into the open here. This is okay. But you might want to continue to deepen your angle to short something up here, right? Good. Careful about Deflect in front of a Sombra. Deflect, she's tricky. She can really mess with you. A little lost in the sauce. I want you to look at this from a third-person perspective. Whee! It's okay. That takes practice. Now, but again, though, you see the problem, though. You get a little lost in the sauce. Unfortunate. But remember, you need to have a little bit of respect here. You're down a cooldown. I don't care if it's dash or deflect. You need to have a little bit of respect. You do not have an advantage in this duel. Even though it's like a short to medium range, you're missing your most, well, like not your most important cooldown. You're missing one of the most important cooldowns, right? Your dash or deflect. So you really don't have a huge advantage in this duel. So you're going to die here. Why? Because, oh, I got hacked. Well, I forgot about Sombra. Well, no, yes, and no. I think the more important thing is that you're no cover, first off, and you didn't have a cooldown. So in that situation, just disengage. Remember, again, it's the fact that you can always disengage a disadvantageous duel. Always. I don't like this pathing. I would prefer you to wrap this way, much shorter, much sneakier, and off angles, obviously, because that's the spiral thing. Unfortunate dash there. Shouldn't matter. I think you guys win this. That's one of the exceptions to the rule, right? Where you're like, oh, I should have deflected out. Well, yes and no. If you think that you can hit one more shuriken in this guy, or two more shurikens, I guess, then I understand. I think this is okay. That one, it was a gamble, but it was a reasonable gamble. And sometimes you have to trust your instinct. I think it's okay to go for that. Too far out in the open? Too far out in the open. I think the other thing, too, is it's a little bit kind of like your Hanzo thing, where it's like, oh, I have deflect. I really want to get that deflect value, and you push way beyond cover. And you're like, oh, well, I keep forgetting that they have Sombra. Remember, even if they don't have Sombra, it could be Biotic Grenade, it could be a Reinhardt charge, it could be a Winston jump, it could be a Zarya beam. There's a lot of things that can mess with you, even a Genji with Deflect out in the open. So be careful. Okay, rest. Early Deflect, again, just doesn't feel needed. And what that means is that while you're fishing for these early Deflect pressures, you're going to be missing the opportunity to actually dive now. Like, for example, if you saw the soldier now, right now, you're naked. You don't have your deflect. You're out in the open. And ooh, and there it is, right? There it is, right? You go for a play. And the thing with Genji is you have to constantly be making these micro adjustments how you play, depending on whether you have your dash or deflect. So what I want to do for the rest of the review is, because we've hammered out these things so many times, as you're watching this, I'm going to give you a chance to pause it, and I want you to tell me what you think. Try to remember what we talked about, and tell me what you think. What do you think about this position? What do you think about this pathing in general? Got the high ground. What else do you want for in Genji? High ground's good, but what else does Genji? What range does Genji function at? What are you missing right now? Should you engage? So how would you engage? Why did that go poorly? Was it a reasonable risk? What about now? Probably guess where we're going with this, right? Nice. Probably not necessary to deflect that. You just do more damage just shooting him, but sure. Okay. You picked a target and you went for it. A little awkward with the blade mechanics. That's okay. Good disengage on that. Haha. Either deflected or eaten this poor guy. Now, what do you think about this? What is good about this position and about this engage right now? Who's the advantage at this range? What about the attention? Is there an element of surprise here? What about the status of your cooldowns? I want you to factor in all that and tell me if this is good. Can you disengage this if this goes poorly? If so, how? Name 1 or 2 ways. Pause it for a second and seriously think about it for a second. We'll keep going. Nicely done. What about this one? Who should you go for? And why? They finished editing. Seems okay. Nice. Bit of a weird dash there, but that's all right. Nice. What do you need to be careful of right now? Nice. What do you need to be careful of right now? Ooh. What do you need to be careful of right there? Okay. Wait, they stall us for some time. All right, we're cooking still. Who should you go for with this? So you're going to notice one thing with Blade, and this is why people dash up, all right? So dashing to this Iliari would allow you to get some damage. And it would allow you to chase her after, because when you press Q, you get a dash reset, right? So you dash her, you press Q, she uses her outburst to knock you away, and then you get dash after and kill her. Dashing up, though, does the same thing. It gets you close to her, at least in terms of the horizontal movement. But it makes it harder for her to shoot you, basically. You lose the 50 damage, but it makes it harder. So you could dash up in the air, press Blade, you drop on her unless she uses her ability, and then you pursue with Blade. So you generally don't want to press Blade and then dash at somebody who still has a movement ability. Just a good general rule. Risky. Good. That was smart. And this is just going to be mechanics. Get him? Nice. So, main takeaways. Main takeaways so far for me is I want to see a better understanding and execution of your cycles. A better cycle of going in, using a cooldown or cooldowns, but always having an escape route, whether that's through wall climb, deflect, dash, cover, mini health pack, mega health pack, anything. It's not about being less aggressive. It's about constantly keep going for aggressive plays with an escape route. Aggressive play with an escape route. Aggressive play with an escape route. And then when you're cycling or waiting for those cooldowns, about not playing the exact same way. In other words, when I have dash and deflect, I play in a more aggressive fashion than I do if I have dash without deflect or deflect without dash. When I have great cover or great high ground, I can go for slightly more greedy plays because I know I have just through the high ground dropping and wall climbing, I have an escape route without even having dash or deflect. Once you get that idea, then it's really just time to let you loose and just let you practice dueling people over and over and over. Dash and duel, dash and duel, dash and duel, 180s, going through the air, jumping on their head. Those are the details that really just comes with time. There's no real ways to shortcut that one. You just need a lot more practice. But I want you to practice going for those duels while thinking about and approaching each fight as an educated risk every single time. An educated risk. Not I go in when I don't have my cooldowns or I go in without. It's not about not engaging with dash. It's not about not engaging with deflect. It's about finding a way to cycle your pressure over and over and over again while always abusing the fact that through your mobility, not just through your deflect and your dash, but more than that, you always have a way of disengaging any duel that starts to go south. Hope that makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions, mate.